Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile?
Yep. T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-it-all, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in the club with?
All about it. Hell, Mama.
And we welcome you down field level, almost like we're in a dugout here at Stony Brook Field, alongside my broadcast partners, Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle. I'm Jacob Iron. So happy to have you with us as we start your Tuesday of Cape Cod baseball here between Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Brewster Whitecaps. So happy to have you with us here. And when we talk about Hyannis, they had a strong showing yesterday, and it was a little different than what they did over the bridge at Wareham. They did a great job of attacking early and getting on there. You score 3 in the first, Becky.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jacob, and it's great to be here today, by the way. It was Ben Williamson really leading the charge for this Hyannis offense. He did a great job, went 4 for 4, drove in a run. He had all singles. He walked as well, so that OBP's going up. This guy is red hot right now and has not needed any time to adjust to that wood bat.
No, none at all.
No, absolutely not. And neither have a bunch of these other guys. We were talking 2 nights ago about the production from the bottom of the order. Last night, we saw it at the top of the order. So this lineup is clicking on all cylinders, and they're getting production from all over the place. The first 3 guys in the order last night, Lori, Lipsy, Lane, all scoring in the first.
Yeah, it was really one of those showings. However, we talk about offense, but then we have to touch upon pitching because that has been the focal point so far for this Hyannis Harbor Hawks season. They have been strong on the bump. And once again, another starter doing his job effectively in Jay Driver.
Yeah, Jay Driver, the first starter of the season for Hyannis to pick up a win. He goes 5 shutout innings yesterday, only gives up 2 hits. One of those was an infield single. Yeah. It was not hard contact against him all night. Fantastic outing, 6 strikeouts, only 3 walks. Jay Driver, a returner from last year, is definitely a pitcher to watch going forward.
And shout out to the rest of the pitchers, too, in Lovaz and Nichols coming in really shutting the door. Well, Lovaz did let up 3 runs, but that was already when the Hawks had a 6-0 lead. And those 3 runs were only 3 of 4 earned runs that the Harbor Hawks staff has let up all season long. So this is a lockdown staff from the top at the starters, as we saw yesterday in Driver, all the way from the front to the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, it was a full, complete performance. And when you look at it, you want to have that again. But why have it again when we can relive the glory from yesterday? Our own Brielle Hasek caught up with the man himself, Jay Driver, before today's game.
Alongside Jay Driver from Harvard, who just made his first start of the season last night. Jay, you've been up here before, so do you kind of feel like you had an added advantage, or did you seem kind of comfortable out there?
Maybe not an advantage. It was definitely nice to be back in McKeon Park in front of the Hawks fans. So I'd been there before, but still some first game jitters. Had to get him out, but I was happy to do well in front of the home crowd.
One of the last times that we were both there was last year after Hyannis was defeated by Bourne to end the 2022 season. We're walking out to the parking lot. You look at me and you said, "There's no way I am not coming back here." Why?
I don't remember saying that, but I probably did. I mean, just the experience here is amazing. It's so much fun. The teammates are awesome. The people that you meet, the coaching staff's amazing too. And just the opportunity to get to play in front of the best competition and the best spot in the world is something very unique that I cherished, and I'm very, very happy to be back again this summer.
What's kind of your advice to the new guys up here?
Just have fun with it. Obviously, there's high aspirations and things can seem important here, but being able to feel relaxed and just enjoy the atmosphere up here is also extremely important too. And just being yourself, and you know, you're up here for a reason, so just try to work hard and get the job done.
Well, an off day is coming up, so a little time to relax. Do you have a specific spot that you recommend for the newbies?
Pirates Cove Mini Golf. Cape Cod players play free. Buster Posey set the course record of 26. I am currently on a single-handed mission to beat that. I shot a 33 2 days ago, so I'm going down. I'm coming for you, Buster Posey.
You heard it here. Jay Driver is coming for Buster Posey on Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. I'm Bria Losick.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile?
Yep. T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on a club with?
All about it. Tell mama.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records. My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
And with that, we welcome you into the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network alongside Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle. I'm Jacob Irons, and man, we've got a great one today. A little bit of a tooling of the lineup here for Hyannis. Michael will take us through us now.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Bradkey Laurie will remain in the leadoff spot playing second base. After a 4-for-4 night last night, Ben Williamson slides up to the 2 spot playing left field. Alex Lane stays in the 3-hole playing first base, as well as Andrew Sundin at catcher cleaning up. We have a new addition to the lineup. He's just been added and activated today. Clemson first baseman, normally that is, Billy Amick will be doing the designated hitting. We'll see him in the field as the season progresses. Cam Smith at third base. Eric Snow, the shortstop, batting 7th. Brody Donay, who normally catches, bats 8th, and Trey Lipsy. Brody Donay in right field bats 8th, and Trey Lipsy in center field slides all the way down to the 9-hole.
And on the mound for Brewster today is Samuel Garcia, who we will get into in just a moment.
Brad Keylori settles in, pitch low below the knees.
The red-hot Brad Keylori, and it is going to be Garcia with his hands full against this guy here. 7.57 ERA this year at High Point.
1-0, pitch comes in for a strike down Broadway, 1-1.
In 18 appearances, 8 starts on the year. This is his first summer ball opportunity.
Pitch coming, popped up out of play by the first base side.
Big 7'3" starter. Southpaw on the mound. This heavy right-handed starting lineup for Hyannis is going to have a little bit of an advantage.
The 1-2 comes plateward. In there, struck out looking. Brad Keylori knotted up, does not move the bat, and Garcia gets his first K of the day.
Yeah, it's been tough so far to get Brad Keylori out, especially striking out. So it's been a nice-looking sequence so far. Garcia with a nice start off to the game, but he's got his hands full here in Ben Williamson. He had a 4-for-4 night last night.
Ben Williamson, 4-for-4 with a walk in there. Arguably the player of the game. The 0-0 pitch comes home in there for strike on the outer part of the plate.
6 for 8 in his last 2 games. And this is a guy that has gotten off to a red-hot start.
The 0-1. Lined onto center field. Tibbs dropping back, and we'll watch it go by him. It will go up and out of play. It will be a ground rule double off the bounce here at Stony Brook Field. Ben Williamson was already around second before the ground rule ball had to be called, and he's in there with a double.
And we saw the center fielder, Tibbs. He had a really good first step to that ball. It was a line shot out into the right center field gap. And if he's not getting there, don't think anybody else will. It was just out of his reach. And I think lucky for Brewster, that one did hop over the small fence. That's definitely a triple if it does stay in the park.
If that fence is like maybe even 6 inches taller, that's staying in the yard and quite possibly a triple for Williamson.
0-0 pitch in on a strike on the outside part of the plate.
It hit the top of the wall and then skipped over. So a bit of a weird play, a bit of a bad luck situation for Williamson not getting that extra base.
The 0-1, Williamson, a little dance off second. Pitch comes home. Missing below the knees on Lane, 1-1.
Alex Lane only had one official at bat last night. He struck out looking in the 8th, but he was hit twice and walked twice. Also scored a run that first time around getting hit in the first inning.
1-1 pitch. Below the knees again on the inside part on the Northeastern Husky. Two-one. Pitch below the knees. Now 3-1. It's hard to miss the stature of Lane here, though.
Yeah, but this is a guy, despite his stature, he might have to be shaken a little bit. Kind of scary that now Clemson first baseman Billy Amick has rolled into Hyannis, starting at first base for most of the year for Clemson.
3-1 comes in, paints, now a full count.
So now there's a little bit of extra competition and a little bit of extra pressure to add to Lane's game just to keep himself going and keep himself hot, just to keep his spot on in the order.
Full count delivery to come from Garcia. Pitch comes, down low, swing and a miss. Lane gets caught swinging for the second K of the day and the second out here in an early contest.
Yeah, nice off-speed pitch there, skipped it into the plate. Good block by Eberle behind home plate, and nicely done there from Samuel Garcia, who, you know, he's got his hands full with this Hyannis lineup. Gave up that double, but doesn't seem to be backing down to the challenge. 2 quick strikeouts here in the first inning.
Now maybe arguably his toughest hitter he will have to face in Andrew Sundin, the catcher who has arguably been best with runners on. The kick from Garcia comes in, swing and a miss, getting a piece of Eberle.
Leading the league in RBI on the young year with 6 so far. It's been another guy off to a hot start for Hyannis.
And I said it last night. It was a tweak from the first game that Sundin got moved up to that cleanup spot. He's seen a few at-bats with the bases loaded this season so far. He's come through in all of them. And that's what you want to see, especially if you are that coaching staff in the dugout, because that just solidifies your choices and it validates them as well. And he's got a runner on here.
The 0-1, skipping in the dirt before the play. Hold on from Sundin, evening the count at 1-1. And when the table's been set, Sundin has brought the Hyannis Harbor Hawks to dinner and have been able to get some runs across.
He likes the food they're serving.
Well, 1-1. Popped up high out of play behind us here on the first base side, but directly behind home plate here a little bit, and a little bit of that weird makeshift stance here at Stony Brook Field.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we're going to be able to see if that ball is fair or foul down the left field line to a T. We are right looking directly down that line on field level here.
Now, if we get a pop-up straight up, you think it comes through our tent?
No. I don't know. We made sure that tent was securely fastened here today.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-2 to come plateward. High upstairs, a swing and a miss, and that will do it. All 3 outs come via the strikeout from Garcia. The Whitecaps pick up the bats for the first time tonight. We'll see you on the other side.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England Pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon's Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Welcome you back. Still scoreless here as we're through a half inning. And a couple defensive changes here with the lineup coming back out for Hyannis.
Yeah, we said that Andrew Sundin was starting at the catcher. That is now the initial right fielder, Brody Donay. He has moved back behind the plate, and that moves Amick out to right field. He had some experience out in right field this season for Clemson, and that moves Sundin back into the dugout, taking the rest on the knees tonight at the designated hitter position.
And now let's hear how the Whitecaps try and come on to land.
Leading off and playing third base is Dylan Hoy, and then 1, 2, and 3, it's Tibbetts and Tibbs. A little bit of a irrelevant fact there, but those two names right behind each other sound pretty cool. It's Brock Tibbetts and James Tibbs. Peyton Green will hit cleanup, playing short. Julian Brock DHing today, and A.J. Zepkowski playing left and hitting sixth. Jaime Ferrer playing right. The big number 7, Trevor Austin, the Mizzou product, hitting 8th and playing 2nd. And Weston Eberly is catching and hitting at the bottom of the order, 9th.
Drew Dwyer takes the bump for the Hawks tonight. And the first pitch in for strike. Right down the middle of the plate on Hoy. A 1 comes in there for another strike. And Dylan Hoy, the third baseman, 10th in the Cape Cod Baseball League right now in batting average, batting a .400 for 4 for 10. 0-2 pitch comes high above the lettering. Brewster in Yankee pinstripes with the navy blue, aquamarine jersey lettering. The 1-2 slow wind comes in just above. Now 2-2. Hyannis in their road gray pants, Met blue with orange outlining. The 2-2 pitch high above the head of Hoy. Full count to come now. Pitch in, fisted, and will drop in to the right center field gap between Lipsy and Amick. And the Whitecaps will start their day with a base hit, and something that is pretty common here with them leading the Cape Cod Baseball League with a .276 batting average.
Yeah, these are professional hitters. Big back control up and down this lineup. They do a great job of finding holes in the defense and putting those baseballs where the defense isn't. Good opposite field approaches up and down this lineup.
And during the college baseball season, it was pretty rare to be getting hits off of Dwyer.
0-0 pitch, missing outside on the outer part of the plate to Tibbetts.
In his 12 starts, he gave 10 quality starts, that being 6+ innings of 3 runs, earned runs, or fewer in 10 of those 12 starts that he made. And he's also Lynn University's all-time leader in strikeouts per 9.
Pitch goes back to check back. Hoy to first. He gets in there safely with a nice little leg kick. The 1-0. Inside, down the heart of the plate, 1-1. Beautiful day, mostly sunny, 70 degrees. A little wind coming in from behind home plate. Runner goes and set in motion. Donay fires down in time. The throw, they got him. Dylan Hoy tried to stretch it to second, but Brody Donay says, no way, Jose. And gets him out. Now a 2-1 count.
I mean, we've been seeing it so many times over these first few games, just the cannon that Brody Donay has, but the pick as well. We can't ignore that pick from Eric Snow behind the bag at second.
2-1, pulled it right behind us and right in front of us.
So Donay, after the first man stole on him opening night, he threw out the next man on opening night. Then he took the day off, DH'd in the second game, and then last night threw out 2 more runners, and tonight he just threw out another. And nobody else has stole on him outside of that. It has been a dominant performance from Donay behind home plate.
Pitch misses low to load the count full. Here's the payoff pitch. In there, strikeout looking. Dwyer knots him up and holds him 2 away now quickly.
Yeah, and just back to the steal, it was a low throw. It took a bounce, and the throw got there in plenty of time, clearly, but Eric Snow had to dig that out, and he did, and applied that tag in time. Really, really impressive play all around.
Now settling into the box, the lefty batter's box, James Tibbs, center fielder for Brewster today. Pitch comes home, inside, forcing Tibbs off the plate, coming right down the chalk line.
Tibbs led Florida State with a .338 batting average. He scored 61 runs, hit 17 home runs.
Pitch fouled off Tibbs in the batter's box. Now a 1-1 count.
43 RBIs. He slugged nearly 700, 682, drew 48 walks. You could just go on and on about this guy's insane numbers.
Not to mention a teammate of Cam Smith's as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Smith playing far off here with the shift on, it appears. Playing a little shallow and deep. Pitch high above the lettering, now 2-1.
Yeah, you'd assume that Smith knows this guy better than anybody, having been in that same dugout with him through the college season.
2-1 comes home. Fouls it off of his own ankle pad down low. He'll walk it off.
Is that 2 this at bat?
Mm-hmm. That is 2.
Also go off his foot. That does not feel good.
No.
Not a fun feeling, but they'll give him time to walk it off and walk around a little bit here.
As he faces us, I hadn't gotten a chance to see the front of the jerseys yet. Very, very nice front of the jersey with the Whitecaps and the aqua lettering.
Deuces wild, pitch comes home, popped up and pulled out of play down the left field line and foul. Yeah, pretty clean. Are you saying that, Michael, just because they look a little bit like the Yankees?
Maybe.
Home?
Maybe.
They're like the best parts of the Yankees and the Mariners jerseys.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
The 2-2 coming home, fouled off, up and out of play, directly behind and over the press box here. We'll do it again.
Two teams that probably don't want to be associated together.
Yeah, definitely. I like the coloring. Mainly that aqua coloring is really what does it for me, because it does very much look like that Yankees jersey, but it's that aqua green color combined with the darkness in the trim of that as well.
No one's picking up on the aquamarine.
No.
The 2-2 comes in. Inside, forcing Tibbs off the plate, stepping away, loading the count full.
Yeah, I'm here to pick up the things that others don't. We've got 6 sets of eyes here, and we got a few others next to us and our producers. Yeah, each a set of eyes for something else.
Payoff pitch coming high upstairs for a little chin music as James Tibbs will make the walk to first to bring up Peyton Green, the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, nice at bat from Tibbs, showing off why he was so good at Florida State this year. Showing a lot of plate discipline, working some counts, fouling off some good pitches, and ultimately drawing a walk.
Peyton Green, a Wolfpack product from NC State, as Dwyer deals. That one's pulled and will be down fair right by the right field line. Rounding second and coming in will be Tibbs to third, holding there and easily moving to second is Green. And a double for Peyton Green's puts 2 in scoring position for the Whitecaps to strike here early in the bottom of the first.
It was going to be an intriguing matchup all day long between the strong pitching of Hyannis and the strong hitting of Brewster. So far, we've seen 2 hits in this inning now and 3 base runners as well, working the count well too. So it is tough always in the first inning. The common thing is that the first inning is the toughest inning to get out of. So big spot here early in this game with Julian Brock stepping to the plate.
Julian Brock will look at a pitch that skips in front of the plate and back into Donay.
Good block by Donay. Might have saved a run there if that gets behind him.
A moderately sized backstop here at Stony Brook Field. The 1-0, down low and nasty pitch. Gets Brock to come around on it, 1-1.
Perfect off-speed pitch. That one just dove out of the zone there.
Dwyer's setters. Pitch goes high above the Whitecaps lettering. Now a 2-1 count. Dwyer has a little bit of a toe tap on that left foot as pitch comes. High rocketer over to Smith. Coming across the diamond, fielding 20 feet by the mound and is able to get there in time to lane. It's a 5-3 put out to end and secure the scoreless first. We're still tied at 0. You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in the club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Scoreless through 1 here at Stony Brook Field on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Sam Garcia comes back out for the Whitecaps to continue what was a stellar top of the first.
And he's got a really, really tough task in the first batter of this inning, and it is Billy Amick coming in from Clemson. The staggering numbers on this guy, hitting over 400 at Clemson. That's the highest number since 2002. 13 home runs and 63 RBIs as well. It's worth noting that he only played one of the first 12 games, too, so he wasn't even in the starting lineup at the beginning of the year either. So he comes on the scene, shocks everybody, and he's up now here with Hyannis, and he's looking to continue his strong form from Clemson.
0-0 pitch from Garcia to Amick. Runs inside on him. 1-0. A 1-0 pitch to come. Fouled off of him. Off the shield on his left ankle. We'll do it again.
3 now?
Yeah.
3 fouls off the foot. Watch your ankles here if you're a hitter in that box right now. Something's in the water here.
Yeah, we didn't think we were going to be seeing Amick this early either. Part of a Clemson team worth noting that they were the 4th overall seed coming into the regionals.
1-1. Clips him there as right on the back right foot, not protected by a shield. He'll take first and make the 90 feet jog down to put a runner on to start the day.
And we mentioned it last night on the broadcast. Hyannis leads the league in hit by pitch. They've been hit more than any other team in the league right now. I know it's early, but it is staggering the numbers of which that they're getting plunked.
Yeah, now that would be their 8th hit by pitch of the season. Pitch in on Smith for a strike.
Yeah, it didn't really take long for Coach Eric Beatty's philosophy of just get on base however you can to reach Billy Amick. He's done it in his first at bat, and he'll get the bonus points with the manager.
The 0-1 comes home. And 1-1 there now after it misses.
A productive night against Wareham across the bridge 2 nights ago. A double and reaching base on a hit by pitch and walk twice. So looking to find that again.
1-1, roped down and turned. Have to get out of the way for the third base coach.
Yeah, talking about how to gain bonus points with the manager, getting hit by pitches. That's how you lose bonus points, is shooting it right at his head right down the line.
The 1-2. Pitch goes high above the lettering.
And despite an 0 for 5 night, Smith did have some good looks at the plate. But just looking, all that was missing last night was the solid contact to get himself back on base.
All ACC freshman.
The 2-2. Protected and will be pulled foul over the first baseline and out of play. Had a little protection swing on that, hitting in the bottom part where the pine tar is on that bat.
Little excuse me swing. Just, oops, didn't mean to hit that, but it looked like it was a little bit above the zone, maybe ball 3, but I think that result will be something that he's all right with.
Yeah, he knows that he's staying alive, protecting the plate, but I think he's going to want to have that back and just make sure to run the count full on the next one. So maybe just looking at the selection going forward, you're still seeing him a bit jumpy at certain pitches in certain situations.
The 2-2 comes home, launched a mile into the center field sky. Tibbs calling off the rest of them, and however, Ferrer comes in at the last second to make the catch from right field. One away here.
Ferrer seemed to be booking it from right field. I don't know if maybe Tibbs lost it and he said to Ferrer, go on and get it yourself. Yeah, out was made. Seemed sure in it, did Ferrer.
I think simply that just was not his ball.
Yeah.
And he had to jump on it. He caught it in perfectly in stride, so he must have known that he was going to do that. But that seemed like Tibbs' ball all the way because he was slowing up for it, and then he was just called off by Ferrer.
Now we'll bring up Eric Snow, the shortstop. Runs in on him. Now 1-0. USF Bull for Snow settles in the right-hand batter's box. The pitch to come home from Garcia, the 1-0, missing. Now 2-0.
First team all-conference this year. His freshman year, all-freshman ACC team. And also the defensive player of the year.
Has shown off the leather between shortstop and second as Laurie and him play a platoon pitch in, right in above the knees for strike. Interchangeable between Laurie and Snow, that they're able to make the second and short back and forth between each other quite frequently. Garcia kicks home. Fouled off by Snow. evening the count at 2 apiece.
Yeah, platooning at not just that position, too, but the Hawks having Amick come in. He can play first base, right field. We saw Justin Casella, who's had a decent start to the year, see the bench today in favor of Amick.
Amick only stole 2 bases this year at Clemson, so maybe not a stealing threat.
2-2 popped up and out of play directly behind us and onto the playscape here at Stony Brook Elementary. Especially with no lights here, you had an early start. We got to see a couple kids out on the playground enjoying those last couple days of school before it gets let out here on Cape Cod.
Did you guys catch what was above that playground? Big netting.
Yep.
2-2, a swing and a miss from Snow. He goes chasing down in the dirt from the pitch from Garcia. That's his 4th so far in the contest and the second out here in the top of the second.
Yeah, he made Snow look silly on a really, really nice pitch down in the dirt. Might not have been what Snow was looking for. Crossed him up, and that brings up Donay.
Nothing pitch comes home. In for strike on Brody Donay. Catcher, like we've talked about, is a flash of leather behind the plate.
He also had a nice night at the plate last night, 2 for 4, a double and a triple, so extra bases to his name as well.
0-1 comes in below the knees and inside.
He got those extra bases on a strange hop out in left field. But he's been making a lot more solid contact in his pitch selection, and his swings have been a lot better after he got those first game jitters out of him on Saturday.
And, you know, these high strikeout guys, it's okay if you have a high strikeout rate, as long as you...
The 1-1 runs high over the lettering.
As long as you match that with a little bit of power. If you can have the power numbers to cancel out that strikeout rate, that's literally what Joey Gallo is in the majors right now.
I was going to say exactly that, Joey Gallo. The guy that defines the strikeout ratio. The 2-1 comes in, golf down, almost hitting a photographer, but he's solid off the fencing.
He almost wore that.
Whew.
It might have hit him.
Yeah.
And Donay just looked back around us and just mouthed the word, ow.
Deuce is wild to come home here on Donay. Pitch goes high. Eberle holds it a quick second to check back Amick, who still stands at first, who is able to get there via the hit by pitch to start the second inning off.
Coach Beatty over there checking on the photographer, making sure he didn't get hit.
A true class act. Full count. Pulled back into the netting and drops down. We'll do it again full.
Another good at-bat here from Donay. Like you guys said, he's had a couple of them. There were a couple of pitches last night that were just perfectly placed off-speed strikeout pitches, ones that he has struck out on in the last couple of games that he just laid off last night.
Full count. Fastball right down the middle. Donay swings and misses, and Garcia continues with 5 strikeouts through 1.5. We go to the bottom. You're listening to Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field here for the bottom of the second. Still scoreless between Brewster and Hyannis. Thank you for joining us on this early evening. Maybe sitting out on the patio, having yourself a little meal outside and listening to the radio broadcast here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. And Dwyer comes out for his second inning of work.
If you're on the Cape, it's a beautiful day to be doing that. It's perfect weather right now, just 70 degrees, sunny. A little slight breeze to cool it off just a little bit. Maybe a little long sleeve shirt and shorts action. Perfect day for baseball.
Absolutely perfect. Can't ask for it. However, you don't know how longer it will be perfect with precipitation expected for the next couple of days heading into the weekend, as especially with a scheduled off day in there as well. But that could prove to be interesting with making up games as A.J. Sapkowski settles into the box. Dwyer deals in for a strike on the outer part of the plate.
Looks like we're clear of rain tonight. About 3% at 7 o'clock. Then that jumps to 15 at 8. But by then, the sun will be setting, and we'll either have a game called off or we'll be complete.
Sinking off speed that goes below and gets Sapkowski to come around on it. Now the 0-2 pitch. Out there and hits him with the off speed. Sapkowski sitting fastball, swings and misses.
Tomorrow's going to be close with the weather in Hyannis. It's not looking great as an ad pops up on my weather app right as I needed it. But either way, we will have every single game here on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, wherever and whenever the Harbor Hawks end up playing.
Nothing pitch to Ferrer. Misses 1-0. Hey, we're here to serve you, the Hawks fans. Whether it means sitting out in the rain under a pop-up, we'll do it. The 1-0. In for a strike on the outer part of the plate to come across right at belt level.
Yeah, so tomorrow at first pitch, about a 59% chance of rain, but
pitch down low, below the knees and into Danae's glove, 2-1.
It is the Cape, so anything can happen. The weather out here is a little bit unpredictable. Rain can miss you. It can also pour more than you thought.
2-1 comes in, lined right up and off to his glove side is Snow. Off the bounce, Lane can't be able to corral it. Ferrer rounding first and coming in to second standing off the throwing error. And a tough play there for Snow, who let it come to him, but poor throw, having it spike in front. Lane can't corral it and flies back into the backstop behind first base, and now a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, we've seen Snow a little bit exposed to those errors. He's a slick fielding shortstop, and you don't know how much of that is his range actually hurting him. He might get to a ball that he's really not supposed to and rush a throw a little bit. You see that with rangy shortstops.
As a pitch comes in for a strike.
Sometimes you see that with rangy shortstops in that they'll start to rush throws, and some of the best shortstops will commit some more errors than an average shortstop.
And not only that, if we're seeing Alex Lane now to corral one in.
As pitch goes high, evening the count at 1-1.
After these first 3 games and change, Lane has been a vacuum cleaner with those in the dirt, just picking up everything that he can. So if it's bouncing past him, you may not have to put him at fault. It was a low throw from Snow.
1-1. Fouled off directly behind into the backstop. Now 1-2.
Slight wind to left center field, helping out some righties. That just shifted to center, so anything is going to be blown out towards the outfield right now.
As Dwyer looks back Ferrer, and he'll step off the rubber to retreat him back.
Couldn't figure out the signs there, so uses the disengagement.
1-2. Dwyer puts one in and off the plate, evening the count at 2 apiece. Two count. Dwyer brought in, and pitch comes and drops down down the left field line and stays fair, rounding first and third. And to come in and score is Ferrer. Standing and retreating back to first is Austin, who took a hard lead off of first. Had to dive back.
Yeah, scorched that one down the left field line and into the corner. Perfect approach there, but also a good job by Williamson getting over to that ball and cutting it off before it went to the fence.
I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Weston Eberle. Pitch goes down, and beautiful block by Donay, keeps it in front of him, however, trickles out to the grass line in the plate area. 1-0.
Yeah, that's yet another unearned run that's going to be going on the board. We mentioned that earned runs are where the Harbor Hawks lead the league, but there are a few more unearned runs, and that is the product of some sloppy defense.
1-0 in, painting the corner. Now a 1-1.
We talk about Trevor Austin coming from the University of Missouri. He had a clutch gene all throughout this year, had a couple of walk-offs, including walk-off in the College Baseball Showdown opening season tournament.
1-1 skips in the dirt before the batter's box, 2-1. It's like you had an advanced scouting report there, Mickey, on him. Maybe may have been able to see him a couple times.
Not sure why. I don't remember how I got that information.
Mickey goes to the University of Missouri. Go Tigers.
I don't remember that.
2-1. Is able to golf over and gets through the gap. However, Laurie is there, but no one's there to cover first. Beautiful distance by Laurie to his glove side, reaching out, but Lane had come off the bag to try and make a play. But by the time that you see Dwyer trying to retreat over there, no one was there in time, and now runners go station to station from first to second. Austin goes, and Eberle now stands safely at first.
That's where you want Dwyer to be getting over to the to first from the mound immediately. He might not have been there right away because he may think that Lane's got it, or he may have thought that Lane was going to get back to first, but in fact he did not. That's why you practice those PFPs.
0-0 pitch for Dwyer, dealing on the top of the lineup in Hoy. And pitch misses. 1-0. Hoy, the Marist product, looks at a 1-0 from Dwyer to come. And the pitch. Golf back over to Laurie. This time Dwyer's there. Lane actually fields it. Does he get his foot on the bag? Yes, he does. Rick Force enforcing the call, coming in strong to make the call. 1 away, and now 2 quickly.
Great job by Dwyer, and we mentioned it in that previous at-bat. Maybe he could have gotten over to first base a little quicker. That time he did not make the same mistake twice, made an athletic play to collect in that ball. It wasn't a bad throw from Lane, but he was just running full sprint over there, and he needed to get the speedy Hoy.
Now they'll bring up Brock Tibbetts. Dwyer deals, and that will be lined right back up the middle and drop in front of Lipsy in center. Scoring quickly will be the easy Austin, and now ultimately you look back, and now this inning is starting to get away from the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Now batting, the center fielder from Florida State.
Yeah, just a little bloop single out there to center field by Tibbetts. It is contact that you can live with if you're Hyannis, but ultimately does not favor them. Found a hole in the defense.
Dwyer deals. Ball that sinks into the zone. 0-1 on Tibbs. Dwyer takes his time to settle. The 0-1 down in front of the dirt. Donay will throw down. However, sliding in safely will be Tibbetts. Donay showing off the cannon. Makes it a little bit closer of a play than one would have thought.
Yeah, but good read from Tibbetts over at first. That one didn't skip too far away from Donay, but he immediately got a good jump on it, and that's why that play wasn't that close is that he immediately was decisive in making that decision and got in safely.
1-1, pitch goes high by the eyes of Tibbs. Two 2-1 with Tibbs in the box from FSU, the political science major. Dwyer fires, comes home with it, and Lane keeps it in front of him. He loses it for a quick second, trying to toss over to Dwyer. Dwyer gets there again. 2 outs come from the 1-3 putout. However, it's not without error as 3 cross for the Whitecaps. We go to the top of the third. You're listening to Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You gotta come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
After an explosive bottom half of the second, Brewster responds with 3. Hyannis now picks up the bat. Let's give you a standings update through the first week.
Yeah, the West is looking strong right now. Hyannis in second place, but tied with Cotuit via points. They each have 4 points. Cotuit got their first game delayed, but are sitting at 2-0 right now. Hyannis at 2-1 atop the West. Following them with 3 points is Falmouth, 1-1-1 for them. Wareham follows them, 1-2. Of course, Hyannis, a product of one of those 2 losses. They're sitting with 2 points. And Bourne, the defending champions, are at the bottom of the West right now at 0-2-1. And in the East, Harwich leads that division with 4 points, but they're tied with Orleans with 4 points as well at 2-1. And then it's Brewster, YD, and Chatham to round out the Eastern Division.
Long season left to play, but a little bit of an update where everyone stands. Always want to have a hot start early. 0-0 pitch from Garcia as Lipsy settles into the box and protects himself, fouling it off down the left field and out of play.
Yeah, that first win for YD came last night against these Brewster Whitecaps. 8-6 went YD.
The 0-1 from Garcia, fastball down the middle of the plate, 1-1.
Brewster let up 5 in the top of the second, came all the way back to tie it at 8 in the bottom of the 8th, and then just to allow 2 more in the 8th for an 8-6 final.
0-2 pitch to come plateward. Pitch missing, now 1-2. Lipsy, the Ohio State Buckeye, in the 9-hole today. Looks for the 1-2, fouled off his foot. Add that to your list.
Is that 3? I'm going to start a tally mark now. That's 3 right there. But to get here, Brewster, in their first 3 games of the year, they beat Bourne on opening night. They were at Chatham, and they tied in a crazy 10-10 tie that we talked a little bit about last night. They made a furious 6-run comeback to take an 8-7 lead late in that one, and then it ended up in a 10-10 tie. And then last night, of course, they lost to YD 8-6, just like Michael just said.
1-2 comes plateward. Lipsy gets a hold of that on the sweet spot. That will drop down and sending Zepkowski back to the wall. Rounding first and over to second will be Lipsy. He'll keep coming. Round second. The throw. He'll come in sliding. It's eaten by Green at shortstop. It's a leadoff triple from Trey Lipsy to start things off in the top of the third.
That was an aggressive send right there, but Lipsy was absolutely flying around second base, and a great read by him to pull into third safely and get Hyannis an opportunity to get on the board here.
Yeah, this is a cavernous ballpark, is Stony Brook Field. Out in the gaps, if it rolls all the way to the wall and you've got that kind of speed, you have to be going for that extra base, and he did, especially in this situation, down 3-0. It's a really nice start to the top of the third.
Back top to the lineup as pitch comes in, missing off on Brad Keylori, the second baseman, who back in the first struck out looking for Garcia's first strikeout of the day.
Lipsy's first hit since opening night.
Comes at a big moment as well. 1-0 goes through the gap. However, fielding it is Green from the backhand, but the speedy Laurie is able to get there. Ball goes awry. Scoring easily from third will be Lipsy as the Harbor Hawks are able to get onto the board.
Really good response within the first two batters, just finding the correct pitches, and Laurie going after the pitch early as well. And regardless of whether or not he's out, he was safe on the play. That run scores either way. It was deep enough to score him, and with Laurie's speed, as well as the errant throw to first, he's able to reach as well. So the first two batters having reached, bringing up the red-hot Ben Williamson.
Yeah, watch out for Brad Keylori at first base. He stole second and he stole third last night.
0-0 pitch to Ben Williamson. Looks at a strike and want to keep the good times rolling. This is your man to do it. Had a double back in the first, but like you said, that's 5 for 5 in his last 5 at-bats. With a walk sprinkled in there from yesterday's contest as Garcia checks back Laurie, who is leaning off. He comes in face first, sliding into first. Garcia needs to try and settle down before allowing another one to plate. We'll check back Laurie again, who comes in standing this time. It's always that, talked about it yesterday, when you get him almost that first time, it's almost your obligation to go back over there and check him again, see if you can make it any closer. The 0-1 plate word in for strike on Williamson. He'll be behind 0-2. Williams, the William and Mary product. Garcia deals, 0-2 coming. Williamson lines it right up the middle and drops in front of Tibbs. Another single, and Ben Williamson, continue your hot streak, my good sir.
6 hits in his last 6 at-bat. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. Ben Williamson, man, he is finding holes in the defense. We've been saying it all day, and that one was hit hard. Like, that was not a cheap hit right there, nor was his double back in the first, and he's just barreling it up. Sometimes that ball looks like a beach ball.
Yeah, he's sending it right back where it came from, too. This one right back up the middle. The double found the right center field gap in the first. He's able to spray it wherever he wants, reflecting that 400 average he nearly hit with in the college season.
Yeah, Everly comes out to talk to Garcia quickly. He's getting hit around here a little bit here to start the third, and that's something that has been Hyannis' MO, is when they've been pushed here a little bit, they push back. They don't go down.
Absolutely, and it's just they find themselves stringing the hits together, and we've said this phrase quite a few times. The hitting has been contagious through these first few games, and as soon as one guy starts it, it just keeps going down the chain.
0-0 pitch to Lane, popped up a mile into the air and out of play down the first base side.
And it's so important that that hitting does become contagious in situations like these. They've been able to get themselves out to leads in these games. This has been a little bit of a different situation, though 4 games in, they haven't faced it yet. But immediately punching back after they got struck down.
0-1, just below the knees on Lane. Well, now 1-1 count.
He wanted that.
As our pop-up top comes up a little bit here. On the 1-1 as Laurie tempted, but Garcia comes home above the lettering. On Lane, the Northeastern Husky who transferred in from Bryant, goes from American East to the CAA. It's a 2-1. Lined right back into the dugout. Heads up over there as going right between the batting protection between the back kids and the dugout, and the first coach hanging off the railing, but ricochets around in there and doesn't seem to get anybody. Everybody up on the railing in the third base dugout. Two from Garcia as wind starts to pick up here, pushing out to center. Lane gets a hold of it and brings it foul again and out of play down the first base side.
After a strikeout where he was made to look pretty foolish in the first inning, he's come back here and put together a good at-bat, fouling off a few pitches, working himself back deep into this count.
Garcia takes a minute, looking at Laurie on second as he dances. Austin steps in, but the pitch comes home, and swinging and missing is Lane to register the first out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, high fastball there. And Garcia's a guy that hides the ball a lot in his windup. In his delivery, he will keep it behind him and not allow that hitter to see what kind of grip he's got or anything. It's really hard because you want to track that ball from the time it leaves his hand or even before then until it's at home plate as a hitter. And if the pitcher's hiding it, it's really hard to do so.
Yeah, it hides the grip for a little bit longer. It keeps you guessing a little bit more.
I'll check back to Laurie, who comes in diving and is safe. Austin over there with the catch.
Yeah, batters will try and pick up the grip out of the hand. It's tough to do it, but they'll try and catch the grip to see what kind of spin it's going to get. But if that ball is hidden for that split second more, that gives them the less time to think and the less time to see it.
And I will say that grip thing probably...
Nothing pitch. Sundin pops it up over the press box directly behind.
Probably only applies to more wild grips like a circle changeup or something like that. If it's a curveball or a slider versus a fastball, you're not being able to pick that up.
A one from Garcia. A little motion starting to pick up over in the Whitecaps bullpen. Garcia once again really wants Laurie. Looked back, fires home, and Sundin will rip one that turns in front of Zepkowski. He'll field it off the hop. Laurie with his speed rounding third and scoring. And station to station goes Williamson from first to second, and Sundin stands proudly on first.
I love me some old-time rock and roll baseball. Hits just keep on coming from whatever direction. This time it was Sundin sending one down the left field line. It was cut off nicely by Zepkowski. Down the line, holding Williamson at second and just one for Sundin. But Sundin's really strong start to the season continues.
2 answered here in the top of the third. 3-2 Brewster leading as the pitch comes home. And Amick able to foul it off down the third base line.
Yeah, this is your time if you're Billy Amick. This is where you can make an impression here as he's seen what his teammates can do for him, and now it's his turn. Let's see if the hitting has been contagious for him as well, just arriving in his first game here with the Harbor Hawks.
0-1. Garcia looking at Williamson. Pitch comes home, knots up Amick, but does he hold? They'll check down for the appeal. Rick Forrest say he did not go around. A little bit of a Cupid shuffle in the box.
He almost crumbled on that back foot, trying to hold up. He allowed that bat leg to kind of get a little bit lower and trying to hold that bat back. He did so, though, and it's ball one.
1-1 comes home. Pitch high, he held. Almost wanted to go around that time, but does a good job. No appeal this time, 2-1.
Amick this year only played one of the first 12 games of the season for his Clemson Tigers, but ended up on the first team of all ACC.
2-1. Pulled into the netting directly in front of us and upstairs. Mickey's wish of getting a ball. I I have to imagine it's going to require a lot of work to get one today.
This isn't the ballpark that we do it.
2-2.
Where could we get one? I think Wareham. Wareham has a good shot. Of course, we're right on top of the dugout up there.
Pitch coming. Goes high by the eyes of Billy Amick. Once again, we haven't gone to every park yet, so we can still hold some hope.
I don't know if it's going to happen at McKeon Park this year. As you said last night, it would have to take a wild angle to get back into the press box up there.
Full count. He steps off the rubber to check back. Austin coming in. A little bit of a lazy throw. That if Austin didn't go climb the ladder there to get it, it could have rolled out. And especially with Williamson's speed, he would have advanced another 90 feet. But stays firmly at second. Payoff pitch set to come with one away here in the top of the third. Hyannis has already answered for 2. Pitch comes in, a swing and a miss from Amick, who goes down swinging.
Well, that's actually a pretty decent at-bat from Billy Amick. He fouled off pitches, stayed alive. He just didn't get contact on that pitch. That was one to hit, too. So while you could be disappointed that you didn't make the contact that you want there, still a decent at-bat for Billy Amick. He's looked decent so far. He's walked in his first at-bat, worked himself another full count here. So he's looked all right so far through his first 2 at-bats, despite not making contact.
Pitch comes in on Smith, popped up to center field. Dropping back in quickly will be Tibbs, and makes the grab. However, Hyannis is able to make 2, able to get across the plate. It's 3-2 Brewster leading on the Hyannis Harborhawks Baseball Network. Welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Here we're joined by a very special guest, Little League All-Star. We heard you pitched pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well, I hope, yeah. Yeah, I pitched pretty well.
Pretty well. Are we now to All-Stars, or are we still in regular Little League right now?
I'm just in regular Little League right
Okay.
now. I'm going into the All-Stars in July.
The Captain's
Okay.
Course offers 2 of the Lower Cape's best championship golf courses. Freeman's Grill is run by a fun bunch with a passion for great food and exceptional service. Come enjoy 2 of life's greatest pleasures together. Outstanding golf and superb dining at the Captain's Course.
All right. Hey, giving the plug for his own team. We always got to appreciate that.
What's your name, man?
Charlie.
I'm Mickey. Nice to meet you, Charlie.
Charlie, I'm Jacob. We're so happy to have you in the broadcast booth. Our little, maybe future Hyannis Harborhawks. We won't tell Brewster here.
Yeah.
But what have you liked so far in today's game?
Well, there's a lot of hitting, and I think Hyannisport is making a great comeback.
Oh, I like it.
I like that.
it.
Sorry, Whitecaps, but
yeah, hey.
you're not going to win all of them.
Oh, brewing a little bit of a Harborhawks fan here.
Are you a Brewster fan?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Orleans, but sometimes Orleans Firebirds.
In between the two.
Yeah.
Okay,
I come
that's
here
fair.
Sometimes.
Dwyer pitches in on, and a swing and a miss on Peyton Green, and 0-1. Dwyer.
What kind of pitches do you throw?
Usually just fastball. I'm starting to learn like a little bit of a slider or something.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit of that Sergio Romo kind of like fastball slider combo. There you go.
0-2 to come from Dwyer, and able to fist it is Green, and over there quickly is Snow to make the grab. 1 away. We have a little bit of a jinx here in the Hyannis broadcast booth. Whenever we bring in a guest for a half inning, it normally goes by really quick. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you here, Charlie.
I hope not.
So, what team do you play for again? I apologize.
Samala. Yeah, we are 10-4.
Dwyer is able to get one in right back to Snow again for another quick one. Snow's got the magnet in his glove. 2 away quickly here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, so we're 10-4. We just had a great game, and yeah, want to thank my teammates for being great teammates and stuff. So,
Mickey giving the shout out to the teammates
Yeah.
there.
I know.
We can't do it without our teammates here. Teammates are everything, especially that good bond you're able to have. I can only imagine the friendships you are able to get.
Yeah, a lot of friendships.
Do you play it in the field a little bit?
Yeah, I usually play either like usually second base or third, or pitcher. So, yeah.
Pitch missed high
Yeah.
over the lettering, 1-0. Dwyer deals, changeup in for a strike, tying it at 1 apiece on Unos.
So do you have like a double play partner that you like to roll double plays with, or?
Yeah, I have my usually my shortstop Noah Hyde. Shout out to him as well. Great teammate.
1-1 comes home, skips in the dirt in the other batter's box, 2-1. What makes him such a great teammate?
He's like really good at baseball. He's always positive. He big hitter. So, and a great fielder.
2-1 gets between the wickets of Donay in the dirt, 3-1. Hey, we always love big hitters.
Yeah.
Especially as you as a pitcher, you get some run support too.
Yeah, definitely.
Go out to the mound with some confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I try my best. So.
3-1 comes in, and sanding fastball ends up with the changeup, loading the count full.
What kind of hitter are you?
I mean, I'm still working on hitting against like.
Pitch gets away from Donay, down low. They'll have to go the 2-3K. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dwyer, who responds back, and Brewster leading Hyannis 3-2. Got to thank Charlie for joining us for this half inning.
Thank you so much.
No
I
problem.
Appreciate it.
Stay with us. You're listening to the Hyannis Harborhawks on the Hyannis Harborhawks Baseball Network.
What are you looking forward to?
Adding a takeout window.
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Cashing anything.
Making the most of my retirement. Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you. Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field. 3-2 Brewster leading Hyannis. I think Charlie's might have a career in this.
I know, and I don't think I have one for very long. I mean, that first our producer Nico Sharp, and now Charlie too. Is it maybe did they make the wrong hire? Am I just the one to be subbed out?
Charlie sounds like he has an SID telling him, like, listen, you gotta tell them, thank your teammates. Don't give them too much information on your play style. Don't give them the full scouting report.
But that's just him.
Give him a little bit,
But that's just the man. He ain't got no SID. He knows what to say.
Oh, totally, yeah. I'm saying it sounds like he
got
an
of
SID.
Of course. Yeah, no, this doesn't look good for me, guys. I mean, my time might be limited. This is 2 in 4 games where I've had to be subbed out for half an inning.
Hey, we always appreciate. We try to incorporate ourselves into the beautiful Cape Cod, and that's the beauty of the Cape Cod Baseball League. But once again, you make a pitching change here, it appears, for the Brewster Whitecaps here in this big high-leverage situation after Dwyer is able to hold him on that.
In the day that we get a non-1-2-3 inning with a guest in, that's going to be a good day. That's going to be a very good day, and it's not going to be today. It wasn't 2 nights ago with Nico Sharp, our producer.
Well, then maybe I should stay off the air. We just got 100 million 1-2-3 innings coming in.
As Ferrer settles in, and a big swing and a miss on the other side for Snow, who had that electric half inning, had 2 liners right back to him. Almost back-to-back. Didn't even have time to really adjust himself as pitch misses. 1-0, 1-1 now, excuse me.
Davin Pollard, the new pitcher.
As pitch misses, 2-1.
From Austin Prairie State University.
2-1 comes home. Pitch missing outside. Austin Peay State, the Governors.
When will you not know one?
I
That's
don't know
not
yet.
even written down on our notes.
No, it's not. 3-1, popped into shallow right field, dropping back will be Tibbetts, but calling it off will be Austin, the second baseman in that Bermuda Triangle. Ferrer gave chase as well. One away.
Now batting the catcher from Virginia Tech, number 29.
Devin Pollard in for Garcia after coming in that big spot. You don't want to try and give up any more. As pitch comes in to Donay below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch missing above the lettering, now 2-0.
Yeah, though Donay struck out, we're talking about how he's had better quality of at-bats, working himself deeper into counts. And he's just on those pitches where he needs to make that swing. That's when the contact hasn't been made.
Pitch missing wide, now 3-0. Just trying to make something happen here as Pollard trying to answer back in the 3-0. Now becomes 4-0 as Donay works the walk down the line.
Now batting the center fielder.
And now Trey Lipsy will settle on with a runner on first. Pollard deals, missing high, 1-0, and
at Austin Prairie, a 4.18 ERA in 28 appearances. One start.
Pitch goes wide into the other's batter's box for Pollard, 2-0.
He did walk a healthy amount of hitters with 26 in 28 innings, but he did have 31 strikeouts.
Does one of those give or take. The 2-0. Pulled down in the right field. Dropping back will be Ferrer. At the wall. Feeling for it. Makes the grab. And retreating back to first will be Donay. Went halfway. Saw the catch and retreats. 2 away.
This also begs a question that I haven't quite considered quite yet. Who's going to be the first Harbor Hawk to hit a home run this season?
Still looking.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
So Austin misses 1-0.
So what else wouldn't be a plate appearance aside from a guy in the box when a guy gets caught stealing?
A plate appearance is just, I mean, perhaps a walk-off balk. I don't know why that one came to my mind. There's probably a lot more common things that happen in baseball.
No, that was good.
3-0 misses.
It's just anything that gets you to the next guy on your scorebook. Correct? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Pitch coming. 3-0 now turns 3-1 with a strike down Broadway.
There's a lot of things that kind of like makes you look at the way baseball is scored, and it just kind of makes you wonder why we do it that way. Of course, walks not accounting towards at-bats. Like, that's interesting.
3-1, down and in the dirt. Good hold from Austin, now puts 2 aboard.
So I'm giving Mickey Doolittle some homework here, so let's get the definition of at-bat for the next broadcast, because we've got plate appearance now. So in other words, let's define as to what is he going to do it now, maybe, but we'll basically finding out why walks and certain things don't go for at-bats.
However, that will do Drew Dwyer's night on the mound as skipper Eric Beatty comes out. We'll take a quick break here in the home half of the fourth. You're listening to the Hyannis Harborhawks on the Hyannis Harborhawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
From Lipscomb, and Hayden Frank makes the jog out from the bullpen to the bump to try and get out of this situation with 2 runners on and nobody retired here in the home half of the fourth. Thank you so much for joining us on your early evening to start your Tuesday alongside Mickey Doolittle, Michael Kirsting. I'm Jacob Irons. Big spot here as Frank comes in, was ASUN's second team. Led the team in ERA with 240 and an opponent batting average of 170. And now the best, a whip of 9.4. So whip being the walks and hits in innings. So very little traffic for him on the base pass normally is what that indicates. Nico Sharp, our producer, always gives credit where credit's due. Always appreciate when gives me the point when I actually sound like I know baseball a little bit over here, playing up to the Little League level.
Now here's a challenge. Do you know what FIP is?
Oh, that's mine and my roommate's
All
favorite
right,
stat
all right,
at school.
all right, all
Yes,
right.
I do.
All right, let's hear it, Michael.
Fielding independent pitching is what that would be.
Interesting. You want to
Yeah.
break it down? So what does it indicate?
Like I said, maybe playing down to the Little League level a little bit. So maybe not the most of knowledge on it, but I'll give it a try. It's hopefully he's not listening because I'm about to do him really not proud right here, my roommate. But we were talking. I think it brings into account. It's just actually how you pitch, regardless of what's going on behind you. So it's a more accurate measure as opposed to ERA.
It only measures strikeouts,
Yes.
walks, and home runs.
Yep, that was my next thing. I knew it measured strikeouts, but I didn't know the other things. That
And
it
hit by
measured.
pitch.
Right. So yeah, hence fielding independent pitching. It takes out what goes on behind. It takes it-
Fielding independent pitching takes out fielding.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me why that one makes sense.
Emily stands in for a strike and swinging, 1-1 now.
We had me and my roommate had a nice discussion about it back when Aroldis Chapman was with the Yankees and he was really firing and doing much better. He had a negative fielding independent pitching stat. So that is a good thing about that is if you're doing so well that you can have a negative stat, which is exactly where you want to be as a pitcher.
1-1 fouled off high over the press box here. Now moving the count to 1-2.
The bullpen so far for the Hawks this year has been really, really impressive. Backing up their starters wonderfully.
1-2, off speed. Everly's able to get a piece of the bat on it and fouls it right back.
And even though Carter Lovaz let up 3 earned runs last night, it's a product that he can do it because he had a comfortable lead. So bringing in these guys to shut the door is also good, but having them pitch in less high leverage situations also benefits them.
1-2, pitch rides high from release to glove. Frank takes his time. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2. Off speed. Eberle pulls it foul and down the left field line.
Frank appeared on opening night against Orleans, went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned, had a strikeout and a walk. Part of that 4-1 loss Hyannis suffered, but immediately got back on track.
First visit early here as Danae goes out to talk to Frank. 2-2 plate word. In there, fastball, got him swinging. All gas on that pitch from Hayden Frank.
That's a big out, too, because now a ground ball can end the inning. Guys on first and second. The first 2 guys leading off this inning getting on. And this is that's a big pick-me-up if you're Hayden Frank, because now you just know that all you need is weak contact to end this inning.
Drew Dwyer's line is not quite closed.
0-0 pitch. Off-speed coming to Hoy, the leadoff batter for the Whitecaps, as they turn over.
But he goes 3+, gives up 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. No earned so far, but he's responsible for both runners on first and second right now.
1-0. Chopper back off to Snow. They'll get 1. They try and turn 2. Is it in time? No, it's not. Just barely beating it out down the line is Dylan Hoy. Snow went to Laurie, gets the sure out at second. But the throw from Laurie to Lane just not there in time, as Coach Eric Beatty now will come on out to have a conversation here.
While he's having that conversation, was going to say that this seemed like the matchup that Beatty wanted for Frank to get that out. It's a lefty v lefty. Seems like the issue was resolved, but it's a lefty v lefty as Frank is a southpaw, and he got that weak contact. It was exactly what Beatty wants, but the throw, unfortunately, on the turn, just beat out by Hoy.
Once again, Brock Tibbetts at the plate.
Now Brock Tibbetts comes into the box with a runner on third, as Ferrer is able to advance on the fielder's choice. Line right back up off the mound, and Snow will take it himself to step on second. No harm, no foul here as Hyannis Harborhawks work out of the jam. They're behind 1 to Brewster as we go to the 5th.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be? Be a bad mother.
Brewster still leading Hyannis as we now go to the home half. As we go to the top of the 5th here. And Hyannis still looking to try and answer back.
So that officially closes Dwyer's line, as in addition to those 3+ innings, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks, he gives up 3 runs, but none of them are earned on the night. So pretty decent outing from him. Probably want to limit those hits just a little bit more, but hey, no earned runs. You can't argue with that.
You really can. And like we talked about, Hyannis coming into this one had a 2.33 ERA, which is for a league's best. Settling into the box will be Williamson. Looking at Pollard for the first time tonight. And he'll look for a strike as the deal comes high, and Williamson has to duck down out of the way. 1-1. The 1-1 plate word down and in the dirt. Keeping in front of him is Eberle. Does a great job of blocking at a true brick wall back there. Both catchers so far between Eberle and Donay have been really spectacular, keeping the balls in front of them. Pitch comes. Williamson pops it up into the Bermuda Triangle down the right field line. Calling off Ferrer is Austin, the second baseman, to make the grab.
Hey, guys, did you guys just see that? Ben Williamson was just retired.
Yeah. It is the first time in 6 at-bats. Once again, at-bats, not plate appearances, because it would be 7 plate appearances.
Which is almost more impressive because he drew a walk, right? He drew a walk last night?
Yep.
2-1 on Lane.
You never
hits him.
You never know with the Harbor Hawks if it's a walk or a hit by pitch.
And even though what I love about that is even though he got out, I mean, Williamson was booking it out of the box because he was thinking that maybe if that drops, he could get extra bases. So hustling either way.
3-1 in on a strike, loading the count full to Lane.
In all of the excitement, we never closed the line on Samuel Garcia.
Pitch comes as strike in for a 1-2.
He goes 3 innings, 5 hits.
As Lane's able to golf that one out to left field. Zipkowski's under it to put 2 away here.
3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earns on 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, and no walks.
Now batting, the designated hitter from Central Florida, number 30, Andrew Sundin.
I'd have to imagine Garcia maybe would have gone a little bit longer in that outing if he wasn't getting hit around a little bit. But once again, like we like to say, the 3 to 4 inning mark is where you start to see managers make their calls to start pulling starting pitchers because of that pitch cap. 0-0 pitch, low below the knees on Sundin.
Sundin with that leading 7 RBIs now.
1-0, swing and a miss.
He had that RBI single back in the 3rd, adding 1 more to his tally.
Just an impressive stat all around from the night. Pitch high above the lettering, held up on the swing.
Sundin drove in 2 last night on a 2-for-5 effort. 2 singles.
2-1. We'll get a piece of Timothy Carey, who's dropped to a knee. Has to take a minute as it hits a part of his face. Athletic training staff for both teams come out to give him a second as his crew will come on out.
Yeah,
have a conversation as he hugs in Eberle on that one.
Looks like a curveball kind of just got away from everybody there. But he seems to be all right.
Yeah, grasping at his left part of the neck that appeared to have gotten him a little bit by the jugular there.
Now batting, the right fielder from Clemson, number 18.
So Sundin hit by a pitch. Because what else is new with Hyannis?
Yeah, gonna say they're taking after the name they used to be called as they are getting hit by pitches like the New York Mets, where they led the league in hit by pitches last season. It was a remarkable number too. And you saw them getting hit by pitches so much to the point that they just got frustrated and fed up with it. And you start to wonder, is there going to be anything like that? It's good that there isn't so far because none of these have any intent behind them.
Yeah.
There's no intent behind any of these pitches any of the batters being hit. But regardless of intent, it frustrates you. It takes the bat out of your hands. So it's good to see.
1-1, popped up foul and out of play. And
you don't go to summer ball with the intention of beaming some dudes.
Right, of course not. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying there is any intent.
No, totally,
but
yeah.
It frustrates these guys, and it's good to see that there is no frustration coming from any of the coaches or the players, but if they keep getting hit, it may wear thin, you know?
1-2 in below the knees and just barely missed.
Wanted that
on
one.
Amick. As Pollard really wanted it. The 2-2 with Sundin on first. Pitch missing off the plate. Now 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. Runner set in motion. Golfed and blooped. Down and will drop in front of Ferrer, who came charging in right field, driving back, and a throw over just in time as quickly Sundin trying to make a push over to third with no one covering and retreats back as everyone converged on third base quickly with a throw, and Hoy keeps it in front of him. Now 2 aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, Ferrer makes that play. He throws it into second. If he steps on that bag and gets the throw in time, does green, it's short. It's a force out and the inning ends. So not sure if Sundin was fully aware. The throw did pull him off. Luckily for them, Hoy was at third to block it and make sure it didn't go any further.
Pollard looks at Cam Smith and takes the strikes.
Welcome to Hyannis, Billy Amick. First hit as a Harbor Hawk. Here's to many more.
Out one from Pollard. Off the plate, now 1-1. And talked about how everyone was high on Amick getting up here. We talked about it last night. Everyone was excited around the organization. Baseball ops were really high on him, the Clemson Tiger, to get here in time to really start making an impact for the Hawks. A 1-1 delivery comes home, popped up a mile into the air and hits netting as that one will come down and again over to the playground as it is a dangerous place back there. Pollard takes a deep breath, trying to work out of the 2-out run that the Hawks are making. The deal. Smith nubs it. It will run the first base line, however, will just roll foul right before the first base. And the runners in Sundin and Amick will retreat back to their respective bases.
This is a big spot here. You're down a run with 2 outs, and you've got these guys on with 2 outs. We talk about manufacturing runs as well. They did it with 2 outs 2 nights ago in Wareham. So a little bit of experience in this situation. They've got a guy who can send it a long way, who can really put the bat on the ball in Cam Smith. So big spot here for the Harbor Hawks. They want to tie things up.
Pollard looks for Sundin at second. Kick comes home, skips in front of the dirt. Eberle keeps it in front of him, comes up hopping to make sure Sundin doesn't get moving.
That was about a 57-foot pitch. That was a really nice pick. It was bounced so short that you can't block that. So he just gave it a glove stab. Really, really nice pick to keep the runners where they are.
2-2 plateward. Hit him with the fastball and got Cam Smith swinging. The Harbor Hawks try and work a little 2-out miracle, but strand 2, we go to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
to Stony Brook Field in Brewster, and this offense for the Whitecaps has been moving, Mickey.
Yeah, no, they lead the league in hits, in runs, and it's been just dominant for this season for Brewster as they have 29 hits on the season, 22 runs on the year so far, and that just kind of legitimizes what Hyannis has done to them here today. Only 3 runs up on the board right now, and all 3 of those were unearned.
And we were talking about earlier about how the Harbor Hawks still looking for their first home run of the season. Well, Brewster's got 5 of them to their name to go along with 12 stolen bases as well. And he talked about their .276 average. Well, they've also got an .846 on-base plus slugging. That's all of those 3 stats lead the Cape so far in the early goings. But unfortunately, they've only got 1 win to show for it for their first 3 games with the tie as well as the loss.
Yeah, you talk about in that situation where Brewster has come out firing. You've been to the past 2 Cape League championships for the West Division.
Split them against Bourne.
Yeah, those the 2 perennial powerhouses as of late here on the Cape. So far, Bourne stands at 0-2 and 1 on the young season, as Brewster stands in at 1-1-1.
A lot of these early results are due to kind of early arrivals. A lot of these teams aren't at full strength quite yet.
That one's popped up, mile into the air, snow dropping back onto the infield, outfield grass, and makes the catch for the first out here.
Just teams are finally getting players that come in from the College World Series in their respective regionals, and you see that here in Hyannis with Amick. A couple other guys that are scheduled to get here.
0-0 pitch to Green, foul back into the netting, and not necessarily they don't. People might be asking, well, they could have just came right here, but then you want to give them a little time off, a little time away from baseball, especially with their families. The 0-1 ripped into left field. Williamson's there making a grab, and will make it again. Williamson diving out for it and does a great job. What has now become the steady left fielder, doing steady things out there and making every play that comes his way.
Yeah, that one was weird. It had weird spin on it. He didn't quite track it well enough. It wasn't quite as spectacular of a catch as the last couple of nights. It perhaps was a little bit exaggerated. He fell to his knees. He didn't fully dive, but still a good catch.
Pitch in on a strike for Brock. Frank deals. Foul back tipped into the glove of Donay. 0-2. As Brock trying to work out behind. 0-2. Ball that goes way above and into the attic of Julian Brock. Brock last time up. Lined it right back to Snow. He'll reach out for it, popped a mile into the sky, dropping back on shallow left field will be Snow, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Frank. Brewster still leading the Hawks 3-2. You're listening to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon's Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Pollard back out for another inning of work. Here as we move to the here at Stony Brook Field.
Hyannis needs some runs. It's been a game of missed opportunity for them so far. Of course, they had that top of the third inning where they plated 2 runs, but since then it's been some runners on base. It's been some 2-out rallies that didn't quite come in time, and they didn't get the timely hit that they need. Luckily for them, they got a good amount of time to pick that up.
Yeah, we've just seen the third inning, beg your pardon, where they strung together some hits. So now it's just time to get back to what they've been doing over the last few games.
Eric Snow looks at a pitch from Pollard off the plate. Pollard sets and fires to come home. Missing again, 2-0, and it's been something that you can talk about for the Harbor Hawks is they have been disciplined in their plate appearances. The 2-0 pitch goes high above the lettering, now 3-0.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Regardless, they've looked pretty good. Every guy has looked really good in their at-bats today, as they have been for the last few games. Their approach has been good.
3-0. Pitch comes in as Snow had the stop sign on the entire way.
Snow a strikeout and a pop-out so far today.
3-1 delivery. They'll check down Rick Force. They'll say he did not to earn the walk for Snow to put batters on for Brody Donay.
And here's your chance. You get your leadoff guy on. He worked a good at-bat. Again, another walk. We see them getting on base in any way that they can. And now this is the bottom of the order, working their production into this game. So now you're Brody Donay seeing Snow put together a good at-bat. It's your turn now just to get that, or you could even do it yourself, but to get it back around to the top of the order.
Pitch comes in on Donay, in for strike. Down the heart of the plate.
Donay a strikeout and a walk so far today. Moves up in the zone.
1-0. Pitch comes in for strike.
Moves up in the box, excuse me.
We've seen him do it. He makes those adjustments and understands. The 0-2. Swing and a miss from Donay. Goes down swinging for the first out here in the top of the 6th.
And that makes this at-bat upcoming from Lipsy a really, really important one because you want to have guys, multiple guys on, and less than 2 outs for the top of the order in Laurie and Williamson. Both guys with a very high percentage to be getting on base or even to get a hit.
Yeah, Lipsy had a triple back in the 3rd to start the hit fest. That became the 3rd where they scored their 2 runs as it stands now.
Woo!
As that one gets a piece of Lipsy as the home plate umpire, Timothy Carey, comes out as Lipsy visibly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of frustration.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that one's up a little bit, and no baseball player likes it when you're getting it that high, catching some chin music. But again, he understands that he has to get on base. That's exactly what he does. They've got first and second and 1 out now.
The 3rd hit batsman of the game so far for Hyannis, and it just doesn't end. The hit batsmen just continue to roll here.
But you view that in a way that's how you're scoring your runs too. It is important. You don't want to get hit.
0-0 pitch to Laurie.
It's a painful way to score runs, and I don't know how much they'd like that.
No, they don't like it when they're feeling it. But hey, it's those guys who are the ones getting hit. They're the ones scoring runs. So I feel like while you don't want it all the time, you'll take it if you're getting an end product. Of course, not as much as it's happened though.
0-1. Hurled into the zone. It's pulled foul again down by the first base line. Full crowd on hand here for an early evening contest between the Whitecaps and the Harbor Hawks. The 0-2 delivery comes inside on Laurie. Backing himself off the plate.
1 for 3 games so far after a 1 for 2 effort last night where he walked 3 times.
Pollard comes home, gets him high, diving back and just barely in time will be Lipsy. Came in sliding. Came quickly running over was Tibbetts.
Yeah, Lipsy went back into first base feet first, which is something that you don't see very often, but was able to get back in time. Very, very close play. I think that throw might have beat him, but that's just to the naked eye. No slowed down replay.
Yeah, not sure he even knew what was going on, and Tibbetts snuck in behind him, and he looked a little confused as he was dancing back. Did barely get there in time.
Now Ben Williamson settles into the box for the Harbor Hawks. He'll poke that foul one out of play down the left field line.
Yeah, we've detailed his success in the early goings this season. This is the guy you want up in this situation. With a runner in scoring position, you wanted to get the bat in his hands with those guys up and just a base hit away from scoring. You need this game tied soon, and this is their chance with Williamson at the plate.
Snow on second, Lipsy at first. Pitch comes home on the 0-1, backing off Williamson. Had to go unbalanced to keep his balance there a little bit. Had to forego his batting stance. Pollard sets, looking at Snow on second. Here comes the kick, fires. Williamson got a lot of that, dropping back in quickly to the wall will be Tibbs, making the grab. They collide, and it appears they made the catch. No call, as it did make the call finally, and quickly coming out will be Jeffrey Merzel, and he'll make the grab after Zepkowski and Tibbs came in contact with each other. A little bit of a poor communication on the warning track. Williamson sends that one a mile, but ultimately brought back by Tibbs. We still have Brewster leading by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Hawks go back out onto the diamond as Tibbs making a heroic play by the fence and really does a great job to potentially bring that back. Tough vantage point as we're on field level here to see if it really got over.
Yeah, it looked like as Tibbs and the left fielder Zepkowski collided, it looked like Tibbs had made a leaping try at the fence before. But yeah, you said it. It is close. We are at field level, so it's a bit tougher, but that ball's at least got the warning track, and if it gets down, that's going to be extra bases, if not all 4.
Weird play, especially with that short fence all the way across from foul pole to foul pole. Only about 7-8 feet, maybe even shorter. It's pretty easy to bring balls back.
A.J. Zepkowski settles into the box. Off the plate for ball 1.
And that Williamson hit was a mile high. That took a long time to get out there, so plenty of time for the outfielders to get under it.
1-0, lined over to Snow, reeling over to his right side, off balance, makes the throw in time lane, scoops it up and grabs, and sticks it out to Stab. Does a great job by Snow to get over for the 6-3 putout.
Yeah, it was Snow's error earlier on that allowed for the 3 runs to score, but he's had plenty of chances to redeem himself. He's had a few nice, easy pop-ups. That's a tougher play than it looks. He made it look really easy, though. Nice, smooth play. He's looked a lot more confident since the error, and that's a big thing, is keeping your confidence high after you make a mistake.
Jaime Ferrer settles in, looks at a pitch inside from Frank. 1-0. Pitch high upstairs again off the plate. 2-0. Frank comes in sporting a 3 ERA so far in the season through 3 innings pitched. 2-0. Missing again, now 3-0.
2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for the Harbor Hawks. 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors for Brewster.
3-0 now turns 3-1 with the pitch in for strike. Frank kicks and deals down low below the knees. It'll be ball 4 to earn Ferrer a walk. Once again, both teams being disciplined in the box. Now the 3rd walk for the Whitecaps today. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Frank tabs the rubber and deals in for a strike on the outer part of the plate to Trevor Austin.
Not Austin's first go around with a wooden bat.
Pitch goes back and Frank will step and check over to lane and gets back there as Ferrer.
Last summer played for the Bristol Blues of the NECBL. It's too many letters, I think.
Pitch comes high above the lettering and evening the count at 1 apiece. I broadcast in the NECBL last year.
That's too many letters.
No, it's fine. The NECBL network, it was beautiful. The New England Collegiate Baseball League all around. Pitch coming. In for a strike on the upper part of the zone on Austin to move the count to 1-2. Worked for the Mystic Schooners. Ben Gorski of the Brewster Whitecaps was on our Schooner team last season. As the 1-2 comes in, hit him with the changeup, comes in and swinging and missing is Austin. 2 away.
It's crazy how every one of these independent leagues are interconnected, or these summer leagues are interconnected, and you end up running into people that you met on one coast, maybe on the other coast, or some completely different region.
Eddie Micheletti of the Orleans Firebirds saw him opening day as that one's pulled and will drop down and be a fair ball into left field. Rounding second and coming in will be Ferrer. He'll stand in at third. And a good piece of clean hitting. And making his move to second is Eberle.
And again, a great job by Williamson to get over, cut that ball off, get it in quick, and hold that runner at third.
Yeah, this makes this at bat from Hoy a huge at bat because they've got runners on second and third now with 2 outs in a 1-run game. It's getting that close to that time, and yeah, this is a smart time to call for a mound meeting because this is a massive at bat in this game.
That conference will be made on the bump at this moment. Now with 2 in scoring position here. High leverage spot, the bottom of the 6th. You want to keep it within responding distance as the Whitecaps lead the Harbor Hawks 3-2. Frank has gone 2 2/3. As the conference is dismissed, everyone go back to their respective positions as Donay gets one final chat in with Frank.
So in stands Dylan Hoy, who was with the MLB Draft League last summer. Again, another guy this isn't his first go-around with a wooden bat, and neither it is with a lot of these guys.
Nothing pitch gets away from Donay, and scoring easily will be Ferrer as that one goes back into the backstop. And on the move is Eberle to third. Now 4-2 Whitecaps.
That's a real shame, especially on the first pitch after you've had a mound meeting, to go then spike a pitch that allows a run home. It's not what you want if you're Hayden Frank.
Lone runner stands at third, 1-0 to Hoy. With 2 away, pitch inside, backing Hoy up away from the batter's box. He'll go dance around. Whitecaps trying to pick up another to increase their lead. 2-0 away. Now 3-0. I'm going to get to a position where it might be more opportune to walk.
Yeah.
Make a play on a large majority of the bases. The 3-0. Pitch goes in for a strike. Hoy tried to squat down on it to not get the call, but 3-0 becomes 3-1.
Hoy so far
Frank deals back in there, now loading the count full.
1 for 3 effort. He singled to lead off the game, then was gunned down trying to steal by Donay. And then a ground out and a fielder's choice.
Full count, pitch comes. Skips in the dirt into Donay. And Hoy works a walk after the response, and now putting runners on the corners for the Whitecaps.
That's a fully, in looking at it as a whole, it's a disheartening at bat. And in the eyes of Hayden Frank, because he spikes the first pitch and allows a run to score, and then he gets back, he battles back from a 3-0 count and works it full just to allow the runner back onto first and reset the runners on the corners.
Donay will step out to talk to Frank on the mound for his third visit with the Bison from Lipscomb.
Tibbetts entering today was 1 for 3. He's 1 for 3 once again today. So a 2 for 6 season so far. He had that 2 RBI single back in the second. 3 RBIs now on the season for him, and looking for one more here.
Time will be called as Skip Eric Beatty will come on out, and that will do the outing for Hayden Frank. We'll take a quick break and be right back as we'll have a pitching change when we tell about the new hurler on the other side. You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Ethan Lanthier makes the jog out from the Harbor Hawks bullpen to the mound. Already seen him on opening day once and had a great outing and didn't allow an earned run and throws hard as well.
Yeah, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for him. He's a guy that pounds the zone. Big velocity on his pitches.
And yeah, this is a guy that we saw, as you said, we saw him earlier in the year, the St. Cloud State prospect. He worked out of this is his first year playing summer ball. He was preseason All-Central region in the NCBWA. Through 35 and a third innings on the year, 44 strikeouts and 22 walks. And opponents batted only .255 against him. And he is mainly a reliever. As we mentioned, fielding independent pitching earlier, that was lower than his ERA, 2.24 FIP and a 2.41 ERA. That's this season across 18 2/3. Stats I gave earlier were from his freshman year. So when we talk about going back to the FIP, that means that if you're finishing with a lower FIP than an ERA, that means you did pretty well.
He also has the 4th hardest pitch thrown on the Cape this year. It was in that first outing. That fastball was sitting at an average of 94.4 miles an hour. So, flamethrower here, looking to get the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
Most likely not. Well, manager Eric Beatty wanted to use him this early in today's contest. 0-0 pitch set to come to Tibbetts. Pitched low, 1-0.
It was a decent outing from Frank. He just kind of unraveled. He got the first 7 guys that he faced out, and then he's just walked a few, gave up a hit, and now you need your back end to start coming on.
1-0, clips the outer part of the plate, 1-1. Lanthier, player that sports a fabulous mustache and a little bit of the flow out the back of the hair. The 1-1 comes, protect me swing from Tibbetts to foul it back, 1-2. St. Cloud State, the Huskies. As Lanthier looks over to Hoy at first. A 1-2 deal, kicks Chopper back up to Snow, and he'll step on second unassisted. A walk proves favorable in the past at bat, and Lanthier works out of the jam. However, Brewster gets one across in the home half of the 6th. They lead 4-2. You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Patrick Forbes, the Cardinal, now takes the mound for the Whitecaps in a high-leverage situation where you want to try and protect that 2-run lead in this spot. We saw last time when Brewster responded, Hyannis did as well, getting 2 back. They allow 1 to cross the bottom of the 6th to see here in the top of the 7th what will come of the Hyannis bats.
And yeah, Forbes is a two-way guy that he really did it all for the Cardinals this year. Not the best numbers on him in the pitching. In 14 appearances, he got an ERA up near 8 in not even 10 innings of work. Opponents did bat .242 against him, so the ERA maybe not reflecting the work that he did. But he also hit .258 in 25 starts, also saw 42 appearances. And he really did actually make a tangible impact on that Cardinals lineup. So also stands at 6'3", so an imposing figure as well.
The heart of the lineup is due up here in Lane in the 3, Sundin in the 4, and Amick in the 5. So has to go through the heart of it.
And with that final out of the last inning, Hayden Frank's line is closed. He goes 2 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks in this one. Ethan Lanthier came in for him in relief and got the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
Pitch coming over the netting here and goes back into the playscape again.
Can also give you a final line on Davin Pollard. He had a nice outing. He went 3 innings, no runs, only gave up a hit, walked 2, and struck out 3.
Forbes deals another one, pulled foul by the first base line. 0-2 now, Lane behind.
Sounds like a kid missed a foul ball behind us.
0-2 delivery to come. Lane fouls it off again. Back to the playscape.
Oh, and an older gentleman missed that one.
Fans are cruel here at Stony Brook Field, giving him the boo.
They're getting their pop fly practice in today.
You got to come ready and prepared. The 0-2 delivery from Forbes in there, swing and a miss on the foul tip from Lane. One away.
Hasn't been Lane's day. It's his third strikeout on the day and 0 for 4. It seems like the fastball is getting by him really, really nicely, to whether or not, regardless whether of who throws it.
Yeah, a couple defensive changes here for the Whitecaps. Turner moves to center, and Tibbs over to left field. Andrew Sundin now settles into the box. He'll pull that one foul.
Will Turner checks into the game playing center, as Jacob mentioned earlier, the University of Southern Alabama product. Who's that?
Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
0-1 delivery to come to Sundin. Pitch misses off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, he actually hit a home run in that loss last night to YD. 1 of 5 on the season so far for the Whitecaps.
1-1 comes platewards. Big swing and a miss from Sundin.
What's the MIT mascot?
The
Jacob?
Engineers.
Ooh, makes sense.
And that one's tricky because their mascot is a beaver, but their nickname is the Engineers.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's the love. 1-2. Hard fastball goes by. Sundin swinging. 2 away. And both via the Ks for Forbes. Coming in and is doing his job effectively.
I think MIT's mascot should just be a nicely dressed man.
A nicely dressed man?
What? Just run him out, like repel him from the top of the arena, do all the normal mascot stuff.
I think that's what an engineer is that like
exactly.
Pitch comes in for a swinging strike on Amick.
No, do all the normal mascot things, but it's just a guy in a suit.
I can't
Is Notre Dame not enough?
That's what it is.
Is Notre Dame not enough?
Thank you. The 0-1 comes home. Pitch in on a strike above the knees of Amick. Yeah,
I think
we're a leprechaun. He's pretty nicely dressed.
Yeah.
He just says, yeah,
no.
like nothing happens.
But no suit.
No suit. I would
He's got
argue,
his own
no,
suit. He's got
a
vest.
suit.
Yeah.
0-2 comes plateward. Inside grazing part of the jersey, it appeared. I can't even believe this.
That's a suit for sure.
Yeah, it is
That's a suit. That's a suit.
I've stared at it enough broadcasts that there's a tie in there. 1-2 misses wide into the other batter's box. 2-2.
It's a full suit.
That is a full suit. It's just green. It's a green and gold suit.
Oh, okay, well.
Oh, yeah.
I stand corrected.
He's just got a little top hat, too.
Suit.
It is a full suit.
Hey, he admits it. He's got it. He knows.
2-2 as Forbes sets to come home. Kicks high above the lettering again. Loading the count full. Forbes has come in and has been stellar.
Yeah, and they adjust the defense behind him, bringing in a little more defense, especially in center field.
3-2. Fastball down the heart of the plate. Pulled foul off the netting and by the playscape again. That playscape is dangerous. I don't know how people keep playing on it. I would just pull off and just say, that's it for the day. I don't want to go home with a concussion. But kids keep daring it. Parents keep sending them. Full count. Pitch goes high. Amick works a walk.
Yeah, really good at bat from him. Another full count look as well. He's looked, as I said in his last at bat, he's looked really well. Got hit earlier. He did strike out in the third inning, but that was in a full count. So he had another full count to work with, and this time he's reached base.
Cam Smith now settling into the box with Amick on first, dancing around. Forbes sends home. Pitch fouled off back into the netting, directly back. Nice little show of sportsmanship between the Bat kids.
I think the baseballs, the foul balls are supposed to go over there into that.
0-1 chopper back off to Green. Fielding it off the glove in time to Tibbetts. The 6-3 put out ends the 7th, and it's a stellar outing so far for Forbes. Striking out the first two, walking Amick, and then the 6-3 put out for Smith. We go to the home half of the 7th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Welcome back. Ethan Lanthier comes out after coming in for a single out to work out of the jam. But Brewster still leading the Harbor Hawks by 2 of a score of 4-2.
I'm interested to see what this Harbor Hawk bullpen does from here on out. Of course, Lanthier coming in, giving a couple of good innings for the Harbor Hawk bullpen. Not a couple of innings. He had one good hitter for the Harbor Hawk bullpen, but it was a great job coming in a high leverage situation that the Harbor Hawks needed an out, and he got that out exactly. So we'll see him stretched out a little bit more.
James Tibbs settles in. Fastball blows it right by him. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Lanthier likes the call from Donay. Pitch coming. Outside off the part of the plate. 1-1. And unlike in college, it's Donay and Lanthier calling them. We've talked to skipper Eric Beatty. It's all the battery. 1-1. Pitch outside. 2-1. They're doing their full pitch calling. There's no help from the dugout. They want to put it in their players' hands.
Donay is normally pretty animated behind the plate. Not in a sense that he's yelling.
2-1, misses low, sinking, 3-1 now.
If his pitcher makes a good pitch, he's going to point out there and give him props.
You got to love that if you're a pitcher, too, feeling that confidence from the guy you're throwing to.
3-1, fastball blows it right by him again.
And just get that positive response that the guy that you're throwing to really liked that pitch and just come back and do it again.
Full count, pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Lanthier works back to get a huge strikeout, all via the fastball.
Yeah, he was working that higher quadrant of the plate that time, and you see that that's where a lot of hitters struggle because it's hard to get that wood bat right up there, especially working with metal for the last few months. Working that higher quadrant, that higher half of the strike zone was really where Lanthier succeeded in that at-bat. That's how we worked back into it.
Green watches the pitch. Skim by him, 1-0.
Peyton Green so far today, 1 for 3. He's singled back in the first inning.
1-0, foul back off into the netting, now 1-1.
Since then, a line out and a fly out to left.
Defense so far has been solid behind their pitchers. Pitch low in the dirt, 2-1. Lanthier sets, kicks, fires home. Popped up. Once again, goes by the elementary school.
No, we didn't catch it.
Now 2-2. Pitch coming home. Inside, but paints it Struck out looking. Peyton Green goes back to the dugout, disgruntled on that call. Big opportunity there. And Lanthier has come in and shown why he is that guy to work in these situations.
Yeah, and we've talked, Michael was praising the Hyannis bullpen earlier, and as he should.
Another fastball that goes by Brock.
They've come in today and done a really, really good job. Only one earned since the third inning.
0-1, plate word. Fastball again. 0-2. Do you stick with it here again?
He's just pounding that fastball. I'd say go back to the well. Make sure you put it high, elevate it above the letters.
0-2, pitch comes. Off speed, hits him.
Or just throw it in the zone.
Hits him in the middle of the zone. It's a strikeout looking. It's a 3-strikeout inning for Ethan Lanthier. We go to the top of the 8th. Whitecaps leading Harbor Hawks 4-2.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England Pro Football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
See you soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Well, welcome you back to Stony Brook Field, but there's other action around the Cape. Let's talk to Mickey Doolittle to see what else is rolling.
Yeah, normally around the 7th inning, we have some games wrapping up or late in the game where we know the result's going to come out. Not tonight. A lot of the games are still in the early stages. Top of the 3rd in Falmouth, still no score between YD and Falmouth. The top of the 5th between Harwich and Wareham. Wareham leads that one 3-1. Catuit and Bourne in the bottom of the 4th. Catuit leads that one 1-0. In the bottom of the 1st in Chatham, the Firebirds and Anglers are just underway there.
Yeah, the Anglers, one of the only teams on Cape Cod for the 7 o'clock first pitch, putting them only 17 minutes into their game. Pitch comes in the top of the 8th to Snow. Now you're starting to get to a point for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks where you're going to have to start to make some magic happen. Pitch comes from Forbes. Inside, now 1-1.
Yeah, we saw the bottom of the 3rd really work well. The bottom 3rd of the order work really well last night. Only one hit tonight. They have gotten on through 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
1-1. Pitch misses low, out of the release, and just kept going into the ground, but good scoop by Everly to pick it up.
You want to see a bit more production here at getting into the later stages of this game.
2-1. Big swing and a miss from Snow.
That fastball is lively right now. It's working for him. And he mixes that with a changeup that just dives out of the zone.
The 2-2. Diving again, but into the dirt. Here on a full count to Snow. Batting .250 so far through the young season. Pitch comes home and lined into the gap between Hoy and Green. Snow gets a piece of it, and will be a single to start things off here in the 8th.
And there you go. There's your clean contact that you're looking for. That brings up Donay. It's a pretty big spot now for Donay after this leadoff single.
Yeah. Donay behind the dish today. Pitch misses off 1-0. And you have to imagine if He's calling pitches. We've seen him move up in the box a couple times. You have to imagine he has to start thinking like that as well, and it has to prove to be an advantage in the batter's box.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 1-0 set to come home. In for a strike just above the knees, 1-1.
That's a good take. There's not much you can do with that.
And the situational hitting looked really good 2 nights ago in Wareham. This is the time where you got to buckle down. You got to see your pitch, and you got to hit it.
1-1. Popped foul again by the elementary school.
It hit the elementary school this time.
Hit it. 1-2.
Right above the restrooms.
Great amenity here at Stony Brook Field. Restrooms inside instead of a porta potty. It's 1-2 up high. Eberly checks down, diving back face first. Is Snow in there safely? Tibbetts keeps it in front of him.
Yeah, he was scampering back. Snow had a healthy lead, a few feet off of first, and it was a good snap throw back from Eberly. He really was scampering back, had to get dirty to get back safely.
2-2. Pitch comes, and a swing and a miss from Donay sends him back to the dugout for the first out here on the top of the 8th.
Third strikeout of the game for Donay. Just not quite adjusting quite yet. Again, these are some of the best pitchers that a lot of these guys will see, especially guys coming from lower levels. Some of the best stuff, and it takes a little bit for them to really start picking up those pitches.
Trey Lipsy settles in and looks at a strike. 0-1, and like you talked about, there's no weak person in any bullpen here on Cape Cod because it's not like the college world where you get through their starter and then you say, okay, I can take a breath as the 0-1 comes, lined over to Austin. He'll turn for one. A missed throw goes wide. Spinning around is Snow, and he'll come in standing at third, but retreating back to first is Lipsy. An overthrow from Austin had to pull Tibbetts off the bag. He moved to his glove side. The throw from Austin to his left side, a little bit of a weird play. Austin just miscalculating how hard he had to throw it, putting runners on the corners now with still one away.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like there was any doubt that he was going to go just for one, did Austin? He didn't even bat an eye at second base. And it seemed like a routine play, and he just completely spiked it.
Now you go back to the top of the lineup and Brad Key Laurie for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Laurie and then Williamson, too. So to be having 2 runners on with only 1 out, even if it's through a lifeline, Harbor Hawks are going to take it. This is a massive, massive chance to see, and this is a big chance for the Harbor Hawks just to punish now. They're down 2 runs, a big spot. See if they can get at least 1 back, if not more.
Pitch misses off the plate. The 1-0 now coming. Runner in motion. Eberly will fire down, and it will be there in time. Lipsy tried to go, but he's gunned down by Eberly, wiping that clear. No movement, though, from Snow, who stands firmly at third.
I mean, perfect throw from Eberly, and you have to put a perfect throw on if you're going up against Trey Lipsy. It's a really, really aggressive call, down 2 runs, and you're risking that guy who you were given that lifeline with.
2-1 pitch in for strike on the swing.
Yeah, you were given that lifeline with Lipsy, figuring that you may not want to risk it, but they do, and they get punished for it.
Lipsy's stolen 3 bases in the last 2 games and is finally gunned down here.
2-1, pitch coming from Forbes. Big swing and a miss by Laurie, evening the count at 2 apiece. Now with 2 away and a runner on third. Big spot here. Pitch coming. Chopper, that will be a fair ball. Throw over in time. Will be a foul ball. Finally indicated.
Yeah, it didn't look like a foul ball,
No,
really.
it
It looked
didn't.
like it bounced over the bag and even landed in fair territory. I mean, third base umpire Jeff Merzell could not have been in a better spot.
He probably did have a better one. I said in the pregame we're going to see every hit right up that third base line perfectly. honestly, there was probably one better spot to see that in the ballpark, and that was right where Merzel was.
That looked really close, though.
We'll do it again at 2-2. Pitch goes high over Laurie's head. Now a full count. 2 away in the top of the 8th. Snow stands on third. Forb deals. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Big opportunity. Hyannis down by 2.
Even if he can get one back right now and try and just have that lead.
Not try and do it all in the 9th.
Make it one swing of the bat away.
Payoff pitch coming. Laurie's able to get a piece of it, dropping in. Turner making the move off to his right side and makes the grab. Clean piece of hitting from Laurie, but Turner stepping in to get the F8. We go to the bottom of the 8th right here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Walking back to Stony Brook Field, where Lanthier is going to need another strong outing. Back at the bottom of the 7th. He struck out all 3 of the batters he faced. Will now come in to first, take on Will Turner for the first time today. And a big spot once again. You got to hold it to 2 here if you're the Harbor Hawks to keep yourself in distance. Pitch comes.
Will Turner, a defensive replacement.
A 1-0, swing and a miss.
He was the one that tracked down that ball in left center field in the previous inning. It was hit pretty well, and he showed off his range.
A 1-1. Swung and goes foul down the third base line and out of play. 1-2 now. Lanthier back out in front. Have to imagine you hit him with the fastball here when you're ahead in the count. The 1-2 comes. Pitch missing off the plate. Now 2-2.
Yeah, good spot though. Good paint on the outside corner. Just missed actually catching it.
2-2. Foul back into the netting. He's on it. Went right directly back behind home plate. The 2-2 coming. Hits him with the off-speed back into the netting again. Two-two. Pitch high upstairs.
Harbor Hawks have left 8 men on base today. Feels like that number should be a little bit higher, but
full count. Off speed, got him, held him. Turner didn't even move. Lanthier gets another strikeout, his 4th in a row. 2 out of his 4 are looking.
From Florida State, number 7, Hyannis.
Lanthier settles back onto the rubber with Ferrer fouling that one off and over by the school and onto the school coming off the roof. Jaime Ferrer grounds that one down. A beautiful grab by Smith, but hops out of his glove. A tough play there from Cam Smith. Backhanded it. Appeared he grabbed it, but then lost it on the transfer and allowing the Ferrer, the right fielder, to get aboard safely at first.
Yeah, but still some more weak contact induced by Lanthier. He did a good job of just getting him to roll over that one. A weak chopper down the third base line. It was placed pretty well. It would have been a tough play from Smith. That's a hit, correct?
Correct. They rule it a hit.
Yeah, that's good.
Ball missing outside.
Would have had to throw that one all the way across his body from beyond the third base bag.
The 1-0 comes home. Pitch in there for strike, 1-1. And if he did get there in time, it would have been a tough enough play with the speed coming down the line of Ferrer. Pitch coming. Able to be poked out to right field. Amick lets it drop in front of him. And station to station goes Ferrer. And Austin's able to get aboard.
Yeah, see, that's another good pitch. That was an off-speed pitch, down and away, and just a good approach from Trevor Austin to take that one the other way and poke that one out to right field. Still not strong contact. That was still a little blooper flare out to right, but again, Brewster just figuring out a way to hit him where they ain't.
0-0 pitch for Lanthier, missing down and away. 1-0. With 2 runners on, makes a play to any base.
Eberle, a tough hitter right now to face. 2 for 3.
1-0, fouled back directly back.
Doubled in the 6th and singled, and later came around to, as the Bat Boys racing for that ball behind home plate.
Baseball ops giving them the little bit of cheer they deserve. The 1-1. Pitch in for strike, right at the letterings, 1-2. It's the game within the game, Mickey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He scored the 3rd run of the game back in the 2nd inning.
1-2 popped up a mile into the sky, but goes back to the playground again. Kids dodging and weaving out there today.
I was about to say.
Dancing on second is Ferrer. Lanthier looking at him, however, comes home, swinging a miss, gets him swinging is Eberle. Lanthier retired. So far, all 5 of his outs have come via the strikeout.
Except for the fielder's choice in the 6th.
Oh, yes, excuse me.
Yeah. No, I almost forgot about that one, too. But the point of it all is that he's pounding the zone, and that doesn't change the overall meaning of that point.
Now back to the top of the lineup. And Dylan Hoy, Lanthier comes home. Fastball missing off the plate into the other batter's box. The lefty settling in.
Each of his last 5 hitters that he has retired have all been strikeouts.
A 1-0. Outside again, now 2-0. Stony Brook Field as the sun starts to set here a little bit. No lights. Reason why a 5 o'clock start, one of those historic fields. 2-0. Inside. 3-0. Lanthier comes home. Pitch in for strike. Now 3-1.
Sunset scheduled for 8:16 tonight.
3-1. Big swing and a miss for strike 2.
I say scheduled for like someone is making the schedule of the Sun. It's just how it is.
Just how
So
it is
about
on that sunset.
45 minutes.
Payoff pitch, fouled off down the third base line and goes foul. And have to imagine, even if this one was to get tied, you can only go one extra into that 10th and then ultimately would end in a tie.
You still get a point, though, in the standings if you tie.
Full count. Runners were set in motion. They'll have to retreat as it's fouled back.
And, you know, I really like what they did with that extra inning. Oh! As another race for the foul ball is won by the Brewster ball boy. As he won by a split second. But the extra inning rule that they've put in place this year is fantastic.
Payoff pitch, lined off the glove of Lanthier. Laurie will have to fire home, and coming in, a throw in and a dart in time. Ferrer had rounded third, didn't thinking Laurie could get to it. Gets there, smart heads up play by Brad Key Laurie to fire home instead of going to lane at first. A big play to keep Hyannis in it as they go pick up the bats. We head to the top of the ninth. They need 2 to tie, 1 to force the bottom of the ninth. Stay with us on the Hyannis Harborhawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Ben Gorski comes in, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight from Chatham, New Jersey. He was an all Big Ten third-teamer. I have firsthand experience with his fastball. He was the closer for the Schooners last summer, team I broadcasted for. And when you mean a fastball, it is going to come at you strong and fast. He was probably one of the true shining stars out of the Rutgers bullpen this year, collecting 8 saves in the year. And to top it off, he's not just a strong pitcher. He's a strong academic man himself, a mechanical engineer major as well. Ben Gorski's going to try and engineer 3 outs to get the Whitecaps a victory here in advance to 2-1-1. Hyannis looking for 2 to tie, 3 to put themselves and really have themselves in a strong situation heading to the bottom of the ninth.
So the line closed on Patrick Forbes. He goes 2 innings of 1 hit ball, no runs, 3 strikeouts, and 1 single walk.
Gorski sets, comes in as Williamson's knotted up. They'll check down to force. The first place umpire say he did not go around. Williamson doing a good job of being able to hold up on it.
It's not going to be easy for Gorski. This middle of the lineup is due up. Williamson, Lane, and Sundin.
Well, 1-0. Williamson's able to get a piece of it. Turner directly under it, dropping over to his left side and makes the grab for the first out here in the top of the ninth. And now Alex Lane, the first baseman, settles in.
Alex Lane so far on the day 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Look at a breakthrough here.
Pitch coming, high chopper back off to Hoy. He fields across the diamond using the skip to his advantage. Stretching out for is Tibbetts. A great 5-3 put out. Hoy comes in charging, and it got caught up there on the high bounce in the grass. Comes across the diamond in a great stretch from Tibbetts to register the second out.
Yeah, he was throwing off his range there from the third base position. Hoy charged in on that one, had to wait a little bit for that high-hopping ground ball to come down to him. Fielded it, quick transfer, fired it across the infield, and a nice pick by Tibbetts.
Hyannis down to their last out now. 0-0 pitch to Sundin in for a strike.
Taken all the way there.
They were aggressive in their first two at-bats against Gorski. Now the 0-1. Off speed. They'll say he went around Rick Force. Now Sundin behind in the count 0-2. Gorski settling in. Takes his time, nods home, pitch comes. A little bit of a nubber. That will be picked up fair, and Gorski will take it himself to tap on the bag. Sundin didn't even think it was going to go back fair, but low effort, didn't even get out of the box in time, and Gorski is there, makes the play himself, a one unassisted. Don't necessarily see that all that often.
Yeah, no, that was weird. It started out of play and then came back in. It started foul, came back fair. It looked like it had some crazy spin on it, and I don't really blame Sundin for not running because it looked like it was just headed so far foul, and then it just made a weird turn back fair. So a weird ending to this one, to a game that didn't see a lot of runs scored.
Yeah, did not see a lot of run scores indeed. Brewster captures the victory 4-2.
Yeah, and not a lot of runs scored, but there were a lot of chances for the Hawks. And it's just one of those games where you say, yeah, we can laud those chances, and we just got to come back and do it a little bit better next time.
They get on. Once again, you have the beauty of summer college baseball. You get to go after it again tomorrow as the Harbor Hawks play host to Falmouth at home on a big one. 6 o'clock start again at McKeon Park.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Falmouth is a great team, and Harbor Hawks will look to try and bounce back. I liked the offensive approach tonight from Hyannis. It was a lot of good came out of this game. They had a lot of traffic on the bases. They had a lot of good traffic on the bases. Runners past second into third base. Just couldn't find that timely hit. This is obviously going to be a disappointing loss because of the number of left on base, left in scoring position. But ultimately one that Hyannis can bounce back from, and not an overly bad loss for them.
Yeah, not an overly bad loss indeed, but get to go at it again tomorrow. Brewster capturing the victory 4-2 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. For Nico Sharp, our producer. For Grant McNew, our other producer. For Abby Stokes, our broadcast coordinator. For Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle, I'm Jacob Iron saying so long from Stony Brook Field. Whitecaps take one from the Hawks. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history.
My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.